Danielle Hayashi here with Hayashi Trades. So I just want to talk about some new stocks on the market that came into the market through the structure of SPAC and IPO. So of course this week there was a huge one called SNO, ticker symbol SNO, which is Snowflake. And Snowflake is a cloud data company that attracted a lot of interest this week, and especially because Warren Buffett was hyping it up. And even though his typical investment sector is not technology, he really supported Snow. And so did Salesforce. So both of those people, Salesforce and Warren Buffett, came together and they spent a total of $500 million on shares. Now let's look at Snow. Oopsie, by my face. Snow IPO'd on the 14th. The introductory price was $120 per share. It had a high of $319 the first day and then a low of $215. Now, as I previously mentioned, it was very well backed by major investors, and that attracted a lot of other retail investor attention. But I think overall, it could be a good investment. I'm actually including a link to their description of their product down below. Basically, they structure data in a cloud for corporations, and they structure it in a way that makes the workflow and the data storage much more architectural. So they're trying to reinvent the way and actually have a way that companies can access their data in a streamlined format. So I think that that's definitely a good technology to have and potential for a good long-term investment, but as of now, it seems a little bit too expensive for my personal investment opinion. Okay, so now let's talk about SPACs. Let's look at NKLA. Ticker symbol NKLA. It actually entered the market on June 4th of this year. Its opening price was $24 a share. And in that first week, the first 5 days it traded on the market, it hit an all-time high of $93.99 on June 9th, okay? But then it also went right back down to a low of $52. So, since then, it's been on a downtrend and it's been trading in the 30s. Now, a lot of people, of course, if they bought those all-time highs or even that low the first week of $52, they would think, oh gosh, like they're probably in the negative. But if you brought up the opening price, you're probably doing okay. And to be fair, they're still trading above their introductory price. Now, interestingly enough, the next ticker symbol I'm going to talk about, the CEO who helped with the NKLA SPAC actually is the CEO who is helping with this SPAC. So this company, IPOB, they also did their SPAC this week. They had the announcement from the CEO, and I'm not going to butcher his name, so don't ask me to do that. But then he also filed for 3 additional SPACs on Friday, September 18th, after the market closed. So I think he has a lot of ideas, I think, cooking. We don't know what they are, but he did the SPAC for NKLA earlier. I'm sorry, not NKLA, for Virgin Galactic earlier this year. Let's go back to NKLA for a minute. So NKLA was also a SPAC, but why was it so successful? Because of the name and their product that they're conceptualizing, I'm going to say, because they're not actually producing it at the moment. They are called NKLA, which gives them something in common with Tesla. NKLA Tesla. Also, their product that their whole company is based on is an electric vehicle, an electric truck. So they were able to kind of piggyback on this concept. Now, the other thing is they haven't been doing so well recently because they came under fire due to a Hindenburg report on fraudulent business practices by the CEO, but that's a whole different story. They were able to successfully raise a lot of money, which is the purpose of a SPAC, which I will talk about at the end. Okay, now let's go to Virgin Galactic. That is, sorry, I didn't fill this out. SPCE. Virgin Galactic was also backed by the same CEO that just came out with IPOB this year. But they're also in traditional SPAC form, conceptual. So their product is that they're producing space travel, like rocket voyages in space. And Nikola is producing these electric trucks. But neither of these things have been actually manufactured and sold and distributed. So even though the concept is awesome, the actual product is just a concept at the moment. So all of the revenue is coming from the stocks and the investors. But they also have like orders logged in their order books, but the product hasn't come through. Now, let's talk about what does that mean? What is a SPAC? So SPAC is SPAC. It stands for Special Acquisition Purpose Company. Okay, so it's a different way for a company to IPO. They don't need a huge underwriter like a major bank. Traditional IPOs usually use a major bank as their underwriter, such as JP Morgan Chase, Goldman Sachs, something like that. People like to use this, especially recently, because there's less paperwork, less regulation by the SEC, but the only thing is, because the purpose is to raise money for the company and to acquire, they have to meet the acquisition within a 3-year time period, maximum. Usually 2 years. If they're not able to do that, they're going to have to give the money back to all the investors. If they are able to acquire, but people are not satisfied with how the business is being run or they don't like it, they're actually fully entitled to their money back. So basically it's a way to kind of be less regulated, but if you're just a concept and you don't have everything fully up and running, in the cases of Nikola and Virgin Galactic, SPCE, you can use this as a way to raise revenue for what your company wants to do, but you have a strict time frame that you have to achieve that goal by. Yes, so that's a SPAC, so you can know this information. Snow was a traditional IPO. It had an underwriter. It was backed by a major bank. But Nikola, IPOB, and their other SPACs and SPCE are all of the SPAC structure. So now you know. I hope this video was helpful and informative to you. If you have not already, please like and subscribe. Now let's go to the charts. I'll show you quickly Nikola and SPCE and IPOB. Okay, so here's Nikola on the daily chart. You saw that I believe it was the 4th of June here, okay? So it's here, and then because it used to be trading under a different ticker symbol, I believe that was VTIQ, but anyway, I digress. And then you saw this massive green candle, from $40 all the way to $73, and the next day, all the way up to $93.99. But then the day after that, crash, boom, burn. There you go. So that's what Nikola did. Now let's check out SPCE, Virgin Galactic. So yes, it had a huge, I think that, they were in February. I'm sorry, I didn't specify that, but it did the same thing. It's running up, hits a hard resistance, and pulls back down. Okay, and then finally, IPOB. Oops. So IPOB didn't even exist until this year, so I cannot use the daily chart. Meaningless. So here we go. So pre-market, it had, it was almost 17. It had a resistance there, but then crashed back down, and then it recovered the VWAP. Please see my other video if you don't know what VWAP is. And it was actually holding this level for a while. And then it did go up, okay? And then it created a new all-time high of 18, and it was holding that and holding that. And it did hold that for a while, but after it held that 18 resistance and that 17 resistance, it did actually see more spike up, as you can see. But then once it created support at 18, $17 level, it never really went anywhere after that. The volume just kind of petered out and it's been downtrending ever since. So that's that. That's IPOB, NKLA, and SPCE. Thank you for watching, and if you have not already, please like and subscribe. Bye!